Hello, comrades. It's Premier River, and I am back again at the grand city of Nueve Rivergrad. And I have made, as I said in the end of the last episode, a little bit of improvement over here. I've gone off and done other things, but my house shall be built. We'll have to do some designing on that, but I want to do something a little more critical to the nation at this point. Even though my needs, of course, come high up the list, I do want to do some other things. So, really, I haven't looked too much as to how things are going, right? But what I did do was come over here and start looking at what we could do. So I think we're all done. Oh, we got a little bit more. Are you kidding me? You just didn't have enough to do that. But it is assigned here, so a train will come out, finish this up. No big deal. So this loop that will take passengers up from Energy Disk is ready to go to the steel mill and the coal mine and whatnot, I hope. Let's see, now that all this is built, can they walk there? Yep, no doubt, good. And then same thing here, they can walk there, but that's a bus stop we probably won't use anymore. This would supply these two, and actually those three, right? Depending on how we do it. Yep, and the firehouse, they can even get the firehouse. And I think we have firefighters, right? Yeah, they're coming by bus, so we may not send too many people over there. But I came over here and I took all the workers off of the oil refinery. I also took all of the workers off of the plastics factory. Now, I really don't want to waste all this fuel, but I'm not quite sure what we can do with it. I took the train that's carrying bitumen and sent him on his way, and we have no bitumen in this tank. You know, it's quite a bit of fuel. Like, I'd like to see how this other guy here makes out, right? Because he's already down to 347. I took him off of going to Molna, so we might even be able to leave this here for a minute and start getting some other things built. But what I want to do is we have these two pumps, and that's great. They're going to keep these two tanks full, right? And then right about where this line comes in, maybe a little bit further this way, I would like to put two more pumps, right, going into two more tanks that are over here. And the idea would be that whatever came out of these tanks would be exportable, and whatever came out of these tanks would be domestic supply, right? Because this pump should pump and keep filling this up. And in the past, I've had it where it would even take a priority over that. So I'm not sure if I explained that particularly well, but the bottom line is we would end up with like a separate train, two trains, one that would sit here waiting for bitumen from this tank. Right now, we could, like I said, we could probably do it. Other than I don't know how it sets its priority. So, like in the past, I had the export going on way over here. Now we might be able to get away with this depending on how these tanks are oriented. So let's go take a look. Like in other words, I don't care that it's particularly pretty if it makes more sense to not cut off our current system. So let's see. Just click on place. So good. That's outgoing. Oh, and that's outgoing. So let's see. Can we level up over here a bit? Yeah, because if I can level this. Now the problem is it going, you know, if this is the export, I don't know if it's going to prioritize. I don't want it to fill up the train first. But let's do a little experimenting, if nothing else, right? Let's just see. Yeah, so we want a pumping station that would pump out of here. Yeah, that's going to be kind of tough, isn't it? Okay, well, let's just see if we can level more. Now, the other thing is we could put the pumping station... you know what? Yeah, we could go like the full... We could go over... We could pump like a little bit goofier than I would have normally, right? Can we get this guy in there? Here's what I'm thinking. I wonder... Like, could we put the pumping station here and then pump back into the other one. All right, let's build a train station. It's not a distraction, honest. No. Oil loading and unloading, right? And we'd want it, you know, give a good run in, right? So we could have as long a train as is reasonable. Yeah, if I stay like here, let's turn on the wireframe. Might as well make it nice and square. Why not? Right, so that the trains can come in and out of there. And this would be for the domestic supply. Not that it matters that much, right? But right, we want a nice long run in. Oops. If we can. Now this guy needs to get out to, it doesn't matter which track, but I'd rather have him on, it really doesn't matter. No, because he can switch up there, so it doesn't really make too much difference. Though this is like the corn loop, right? So I'd want him to be able to come out here, but I cut that off. Yeah, so he's going to have to get on this corn loop if he just goes out that way. The reason I'm wondering is if I... Where'd I go? If I don't get him to have the ability to get over to here, right? Because you see how like I could put him onto this track? No, I could put him onto that track anyway, can't I? The problem's going to be getting him onto... No, this track. Yeah, I want him to be able to get over here. You know what I'm thinking of is... This has never been connected. And I'm wondering if I just don't have a straight up crossing track. Right, this... Oh, did I just crash the game? Oops, be right back. Okay, let's try this again. So... Didn't like deleting that track, did it? Let's get rid of some of these signals. Maybe that's a better way of doing it, or maybe it was the... yeah, we're just going to get rid of them all. We don't need to get rid of that. All right, now let's see. Can we delete the track? Okay. Mine is not the question why, right? Oops. Lots of little bits. All right, so what I'm thinking of is that we just have a straight up crossing. So now let's go put this thing back. Now put the wireframe back on. Right, and then that could help prevent him from wanting to go. Yeah, we were like kind of over here, and we'll go. Spin it around because I want the pipes on the inside there. All right, and then let's so what I'm thinking we do is just kind of go straight on across there. I'm going to level that out a little bit for reasons, obviously. All right, and then we tie in, let's get rid of this node because that feels like it'll be right in the way. And then we're going to get rid of all of this track that we never used. All right, and then in order not to cause too many problems, we will... Yeah, this would be a chain in, out. Right, chain in. Yep. And then what we would want here, and this will pay for, let's make sure we can put a signal. I don't think this track, oh, this track isn't even electrified yet, is it? Let's see. No. I think we're just going to pay for a little bit of this to be electrified. Right, so let's come from here to here. There. I don't know, to like up there. Right. Because we won't be able to reach this. And I don't want to make this a construction nightmare. Right, so that we're electrified up to here, so we should be able to put, yeah, here, I think. So this should be a chain in. This should be, well, if we're going to electrify the rest of it, well, we can do that in a second, right? So that's going to be a chain in one way. This will be a one-way signal out. We'll do a crossover like right there. Hopefully. So let's commit to the tracks, and then I'm going to pay for both of those, and then I'm going to electrify, well, then I'm going to put 2 more signals here so they can go in either way, but then we need to electrify, or we will electrify, and pay for this and that and that. Right, a little bit cheaty, but, and the reason for all of this is just I don't feel like rearranging half the tracks on the map. All right, so now what we need to do is fire this guy back up. Right, no workers, 2 cranes though, so we need to find, I think it was these 2 buses, wasn't it? Quarryville Small Bus Platform 3. Yep. So you can start. Start. All right, are you the same? I would think. Yep. So let's give that other guy like a half a minute there to get, so we hopefully get a spaced out thing, even though they'll probably end up back to back. Who the heck knows? Yeah, we got plenty of people want to work there. And then, yeah, I guess by the time that guy gets up to about here, it will be pretty good to space him out. And then we should be able to assign this guy to these 2 things. All right, and then we also probably want to put a couple more signals, which is going to mess up. Yeah, it's going to mess up this guy's assignment. All right, let's start the other bus. Good enough. And then, yeah, this will mess up the assignments. So I just want to put, might as well put them there, because they're going to, this is going to act like a, right, they're going to think, they're not going to both be able to work on that spot at the same time. And the station should be okay. So that should get them in and out. And this is going to be our domestic supply. So what I'm hoping is we can put 2 pumps. It's going to be like extra pipe compared to what you would do normally. But Oh, did I mess up the assignments? No. Oh, because I did it. Oh, okay. I thought I would. Okay, never mind. Good. And then we'll be able to electrify all the rest of it fairly legitimately. So now let's take a look at pipes and a pump. So I want to put this pump house. Hopefully this won't be too far away, right? So this would be, say, for bitumen. And then we want to put a little bit further over here. Right, and now let's collect some roads up. Right, I want to make sure the firehouse can get there. There's the firehouse. So yeah, we'll come in this way. And because we're going a little further, let's do this, and then we can semi-immediately get that guy assigned, even though I think I'm definitely going to mess up his program here in a minute. And then, yeah, can we come through here? Because I think... Alright, we'll come back to like there, and then... Yeah. Alright, we'll leave that unattached. And then you... Alright, so we have a nice road there. Let's let that guy build that one first, and then we'll finish the planning of that. But that one of the big reasons for putting in the roads is so that when you put in these pipes, which are a lot less friendly to delete and whatnot. So what we're going to do, now let's hope, you know what, I should have checked this first. Can I get, alright, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. This was the bitumen tank. Let's go to where we're not hitting the building. And then go back. Oop, game safe. Good, it's not too far. I didn't necessarily think it would be, but... Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pump out of this tank into this one. Oh, we don't have a tank. That was a bit of a big oversight. All right. Let's the cancel pipe stuff. Yeah, a bit of a kind of massive oversight, but really, I don't think we really need it to pump into the. Yeah, let's. Let's put tanks there. Leave that bit of road. I think that'll be okay for a minute. Right, so I don't think if we put some tanks in here, right, I think they'll just suck out of it. So I don't think we really need to pump. So let's put this one first. All right, and then we'll put this one where we're pretty sure we can get a road out. And then we'll put our pumps. I think I'll put this one a little further over this way. I think that'll work. And then we'll put this one like here. No, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to put it like this. All right, so that... So we got an out we can send back over to this tank. All right, so now let's put the roads back in. run this long for a second. All right, and then I'm just going to try to come right down the middle there. And then you. Hopefully that's not. Come on, I saw green. All right, we'll get rid of that, I think. For now, we could always. Oops, this one needs. Oop, not paved. Yeah. So again, the main reason is to just make sure you can get your pipes in where you want them, which we might not be able to right here. Let's go take a look. We'll start here. See how that's. It might be a little bit too close for that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Pipes are amazingly flexible. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Just in case we want to try to squeeze a road under there one day, right? Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, well, we're never going to need a road. You know what? I don't like that. One, 2, 3. We're just going to head straight for it. Nope, too close. Yeah, well, hopefully we don't need a road in that direction, right? I don't see where we would. And then yeah, this is going to come into this tank and into this tank, and then this is going to come out of here. And yeah, we'll just get it right past that building. And into there, and that'll be bitumen. And then this is the outgoing of this tank. All right, a little bit wonky there. You might as well make it look nice. Let's go straight across the tracks. Come a little further over this way. There you go. Nice and swooping. Right? So that is going to pump out of... Oh, no. Yeah. We're going to be pumping out of this tank constantly. So this actually, I think that's all we need, right? Or... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine, actually. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to pump out of the refinery into this tank, but then hopefully it will prioritize pumping into these tanks over the train that might be sitting here. And that's kind of good because we don't even interfere if this works. Now, if it doesn't work, what we could talk about is setting it up somehow different. I don't know if it prioritizes it. Like if it prioritizes sending based on this, then that's fine. All right, like if we knew it was the distance that made it pump to this tank first, then we could even take this one and connect it into here, right? So that we would disconnect these two pipes and say, okay, well, this is a longer pipe, so it's going to prioritize sending to this one first. But let's just see what happens. At this point, it's going to pump out of here into these two tanks. And then the other thing we could do is if it prioritizes wrong, just thinking about it, we could have it so that this was a little bit different. So that this was the incoming, I mean the local, and this could be the, yeah, that's how we'll handle it. If this doesn't balance out right, we just switch the trains back. Now, let's do another thing here. This is a mess. And I don't, now that we leveled out more, why don't we just tie into here, right? Because then they won't even mess with this loop. So if there's any other trains coming this way, or would we even need any other trains coming that way? We might just get rid of a whole bunch of track, right? Because we don't really ever want them going this way. We would always want them coming out and going this way. Oh, good. Our train's here to build stuff. Nice. All right, so let's do that. Well, you know what? We take advantage of the track we have. Yeah. I think we take advantage of the track that we have. Because why not just do... Like, do we even need this connected anymore at that point? The only reason we need it right now is I'd like to get this plastics out of here. And I'd like to get these chemicals out of here as well. Right, just not to waste, but so, and I'm patient enough, I will do that. But so what I'm thinking of is that once these chemicals and plastics are out of there, we would have like something over here. We would disconnect this entirely, so this mess would no longer be an issue. There comes our, which one are you? Plastics train. Yeah, you're not really using a lot of plastics there, are you? Yeah, so you're just going up to Rev Tech. I might even want to just send him to export. So you're at Rev Tech, which is, yeah, there. Well, you know what we could do? How much do we have in that? 97. Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't think it's gonna hurt. Let's just have this guy hold as much as he can, and that'll be one. Yeah, that'll help a little bit. And that's the only place you're going, isn't it? You're really just the. All right, let's see. Are you still back down there? Yeah, I don't want to mess. I mean, once this guy leaves, let's fix this because that'll. There you go. See, he's turning around, so we won't. We might mess up his construction project, but I'm okay with that. See, like this guy. Yeah, will you let me? So can we... All right, so they'll either go this way to the export, or again, we might switch it around. Are you the oil train? Yeah, good. Okay. Well, we should get this stuff being built, huh? Instead of talking too much. But there you go. So we'll delete this track eventually. And because I just did that, I probably need to... This is what's going to mess up their construction project. We already got those two, so we'll do just this and this so we don't cause any more problems with people being on the track. So let's pop back over here. Right, let's commit to the tracks. then let's commit to the roads. And commit to the pipes. All right, everything's connected by road. Yeah, so we can get on. Yep, look, that road already got done. Very nice. You know what? We could have designed this right before we. Now it's an extra construction project for them, but they should be auto finding roads. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? So yeah, they're gonna get right to work on that one. We can only do this before this. Now, what I was thinking, oh, you know what, and we also have, we brought down this crew. Now, the main reason for this crew, besides being helpful, you know what, I'm not even going to assign that, I'm just going to do this, is the next thing to do, I think, is to empty out all of this stuff because we're going to destroy it. I'm not too worried about the gravel, but hey, we might as well sell it off, right? So we definitely want to, we'll let them get done this construction, and then we'll come in here and we'll start getting rid of all of these supplies. Like, say we already got rid of the steel supply over here. And then we have this track here, and what I would like to be able to do is kind of cut right up through here. So we can leave the construction office most likely, and we're going to tie that track into here. Yeah, so really it's this concrete, you know, that's mostly in the way, and then these three things. So what I want to do, let's go over and send all of these things to like a new location. All right, I think that's all of them. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to send them. Yeah, we'll send them to here. Oop, did I not send that guy? I think I did. We'll see. I don't care that much. And the reason for that is those, I think all of those supplies are going to be flatbeddable. Well, that's a construction office. Let's, you know what, let's, before we steal out of here, let's just go see, do we have extra? Yeah, there's 2 extra flatbeds. We need at least 3, and maybe like 6 would be good. All right, now can you offload? No space. Okay, why don't you do this? There's going to be no space there. There will be space in here. All right, and then so if you offload that, then. Yeah, that's 3. You know what? We could take this lumber guy. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, once we get this one, there's another lumber guy. This one. Well, you know what? Let's take this other lumber guy. All right, so that's 6 trucks. What I would like to do. There's that 7. Well, whatever. We'll bring them all down there. So let's send them all into this depot now. And then once they get down here and once the construction's over, we can send them over to export this stuff out of here. Right, but in the meantime, we can use what little bit. Now, the other problem is, does this guy have steel? GW distribution. Yeah, so we'll We'll have him get whatever he can. This is all oil chaw. GW, GW. Yeah, the concrete plant should still work for the moment. And the asphalt plant, even though I don't think we're going to need that. And then gravel. Yeah, let's cut these guys off. I don't know. Did we put too many in here? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to be said about this guy. Right, other than we want you to go to there and unload. Oil chaw aggregate unloading. I want you to... No, let's go back there and look. All right, I want you to come to here. Right, and then we'll copy this guy's course. Now you can actually, yeah, you can go to the customs house because you're, oh no, you know what, go back to here. You might as well take a full load with you, not 3/4. All right, so he'll start unloading this, and then if it gets empty, we'll just have to be paying attention so that we can get that cut off. And then the asphalt, yeah, we got a lot of bitumen in there, don't we? Yeah, I think we should start getting that going as well. You know what? Let's turn off this wire frame. We don't need that. Yeah, look, there's 3. See if any of these already have bitumen in them. Nope. All right, so let's set up one of them. If we can see what we're doing. All right, so I want you... Yeah, come to here. Load and wait. So that way when they get to their last stop, they'll stop. And then I want you to unload anything there. All right, and then let's do this, and this, and that. Oh. Start button. Right, so they should start unloading that. Hey, and, you know, a couple bucks in our pockets. Not that we necessarily need them at this moment, but in real life, I don't think you would just abandon all that stuff. And then, all right, now we have a bit of a problem. Okay, so this is our bitumen. Yeah, go to your next stop because you're messing up my construction, guys. Very good. All right, so we're going to get that constructed. We got this being emptied. We got this being emptied. We're getting ready to get this to be emptied. Yeah, we'll just leave one truck empty in the gravel until we're relatively certain we're not going to need any more gravel. Are you? Yeah, you seem to have found more roads to work on. Although, you know what, though? They call these roads as well. All right, good. Let's go take a look. I did do something before the episode started because I came over here to say, okay, well, how are we doing on our lumber that we made the other day, right? And I clicked on this building and it was said without power. Now, I don't know that they need power, but it wasn't helping us. So I ended up moving this over like 10 meters and now it's fine. But I did just pay for that and said, oh, yeah. I don't really have a construction crew up here, so... And not that I couldn't have done it legit, but... So are we getting more wood? I don't know, because I think we're doing better with the lumber, which is a bit concerning, right? So I might want to go ahead and do something like limit the amount of lumber, because if we're going to export lumber, that could be a problem. So let's just make sure... Yeah, see, I don't think we want to export this lumber. Right, so that way we get more wood, because if we're never getting wood, then we're going to run out of wood for our chemical processes. Yeah, and this holds 870, so I'm going to say, yeah, we should never end up with steel panels in here. Let's take this down to 304, right? Because if I'm right, this train carries 300. So if for some reason in the future we ever decided to export some lumber or started using it, at least this guy would have like a full truckload or train load, and then we would start getting some more wood into here. So now, yeah, I don't think there should be, yeah, truck for wood. Yeah, and a truck for wood, both coming into here, which is fine. Why would you be going to there and unloading? Right. I mean, if anything, you would go from here, I would think. So we haven't... Well, I guess it doesn't... Yeah, so you're going to station 2, and then to here, and then down to here with whatever... But the problem is, yeah, you're told to wait. It's the old waiting problem. Like, they'll sit there and wait forever instead of just moving on. All right, well, we're getting some wood in there, so I think this is working okay at best. And somebody did say, well, why are you doing that? Because, and they didn't say it with that tone of voice, they typed it, but they did ask, like, why a lumber mill? Don't you think you have enough lumber for the construction? Yeah. Some of these last-minute improvements are going to be things that don't necessarily make sense in a map that you're about to close up, but it always bothered me that this was, quote, so, like, it just really wasn't very well done, right? It just really... And I'm sure you could look around the map and see a lot of them. That in particular just sort of bothered me. You know, in a way, it's the same reason we did this over here by the chemicals, right? Like, it just, we really needed or should have had a truck stop there for the whole time. So, just, and then the better run-in from here with the being able to stage the trains, and, this was just all sort of jammed up a bit. And I think at the time I was worried about maybe putting something along here, but then now that we're towards the end of the map, that became like a non-issue. And there you go. So this, while it was nice and tightly packed, I think we were getting traffic jams here at times, blocking all our buses. And while that mostly got worked out in the long run, like now even if don't have a chemical train here, we can get quite a few of these trucks into here, hopefully without causing traffic to stop in the whole area. So we don't have to have trains as much. Now, we could have probably even made the driveway a little bit better and longer, but let's see what happens, right? One thing at a time. So little improvements like that, just for the sheer sake of like annoyance to me. Things I always wanted to improve. There we go. Good. We're working hard. These guys will run into each other here a little bit, but the good news is that we're back over here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this a little bit. Right, there we go. We're getting our bitumen out of here, properly loaded, right? Yep, good. And then, yeah, fuel. Hopefully we could almost turn this back on right away, but let's get it all going. And then we should have power everywhere, I would think. I didn't really check that, but that's awful close. And then, yeah, so once that bitumen's emptied, once this is done, so let's go head over to end the episode, more or less. We'll come back there and check before we leave. But if you look, I can overlook the grandest city in workers and resources from my house. Now, I went and looked through the mods. You guys may know of another one, and I would certainly be willing. But I couldn't find an impressive enough house, so I built a hill. So, with a road around it. And what I would like to do is I did come in and find a couple mods. Now, we have this one, you know, which is, you know, let's, instead of spinning the view around, why don't we just hit R? I think that's the back of the house. So we have this one, which I think would be pretty nice. This does not have a road connection, I don't think, does it? No, no road connection on this one, which is kind of okay, right? Or we could go with this one. You know, I like the front of this one better. And then what I was wondering is, you know, like if I put this like fairly close to here, and let's put that wireframe on it. This needs to be perfect. All right, so let's, oops, not Alt, Control. I think that's straight. All right, let's put this one as far forward as is reasonable, because we know we can get right there. We go. So we know we can get the footpaths. Now, can I get this one in? I should have probably, yeah. So we could do like, and then let's put it as close to this one as I can get it. Is that square or being? Yeah, it has to be perfect. All right, close enough. Yeah, so that's going to be my house. All right, looking down. Okay, let's start off the wireframe. Close that. All right, there's my front yard. Tiered down, like, you know, we could do a lot of decorating here. And then, you know, do we like the road around it? Yeah, I think I do for now. Like, we can always decide on that later. So I guess we need to get at least footpaths up to here for now. Let's just do, yeah, let's just do a couple footpaths. And then here. All right, did I make this one straight? No, not at all. Oh, come on. All right, that's about straight as it's going to get. All right, so there'll be some nice footpaths coming down. And then we can talk about, what I was thinking of is, let's just see how we think this might look. I went and got these white buildings. You know, will that ruin my front? Yeah, like this is like where my staff will live. Yeah, probably spin that around like this way, right? Stick them over here. Let's put the wireframe back on. All right, so we're talking about like here. Yeah, like here, I think. It's really, yeah, this line right there. Should be pretty darn close anyway. Right, so the people that are going to take care of the estate can live there and there. And then the rest we'll just have to see if there's other decorations. Now, one thing I'll say to you guys is I am not truly a supporter of communism. Certainly not Leninism or Stalinism, or I just, you know, I'm not a real big person for those things. So when it comes to, you know, like decorations and whatnot, I would definitely like to look for some more decorations that are less political. And then I did get this mob. Well, that's a lot bigger, a sports stadium. Now, I thought you know, it's not necessarily for my house, but it would be like appropriate that it would be close to my house, right? It's a shame it doesn't quite fit there. Is that just because of a leveling? Yeah, that's just because I leveled this out at one point. What if we put it like over here? Because I think then a little further away from that railroad track, I think would be. So we are modded now officially. So hopefully none of these mods cause too many problems, right? But there we go. So I just wanted to look at what that, because I really felt, I've always felt that these things should be, you know, much better. Like, in other words, as far as, I mean, not that you need one this big. This is a little bit bigger than I was expecting, but it is a stadium, right? I mean, stadiums are big. But I was thinking of a local, you know, like, to me this looks like a hockey rink more than it does a soccer thing, for one, as far as the size goes. And then also the fact that it, you know, you can only get 21 people in there, and that's soccer. Like, people come and watch soccer games, even pickup games. You know, so, and even then, why does 21? I'm no soccer/football fan, but at the same time, I know there's 11 on a side. So what, are they playing 10 on 11 or is 10 on 10? I mean, I guess you could play anything. I mean, you could do one-on-one with soccer, which is one of the nice things about it, right? Yeah, we never built this kindergarten. But anyway, you get the point. Like, I would think that even a small soccer field would be able to entertain, you know, say 50 people at that point. So we're making some good progress over here. Let's see. Still haven't gotten that darn road done, have you? Or this road. All right, so there we go. So we're going to have this built. Now we have to talk about the roads in and out of there, which is, I'm thinking we just sort of, I don't think it really matters too much after we get past like a certain point, but maybe we just come across here with like a regular paved road, right? Like somewhere off of this power thing. Let's do the grid thing again. All right, if I came from here, what happened? I don't know what that was about. All right, can I come more or less like that? And then we'll just pave. Okay, of course it's not going to do. All right, and then we can get rid of these bits. All right, commit to that. And then we can start getting in here and building some of these things. Now we're going to need power, so we'll talk about that. We could probably get it from, yeah, this is just a switch, so we probably get it from over here at some point. But let's just see. I don't even know what we built. People's Palace. I think that this is, I think it's just a party headquarters, which is kind of fitting too, right? Because we'll have the, like, you have to have the government, right? This will be like the government buildings, like sort of like a British thing. I'm sure other countries have something similar. So this is like Westminster or something along those lines, you know, Beckingham. You know what I mean? Where the royals live. You know, so this will be my palace, and then there's where the, you know, the, not just my staff for the house, but just, you know, like the cabinet ministers and whatnot can live and work here or whatever. Well, I don't want them living near me, right? They can live in the city, but they'll come up here to work or something. And I don't really care if anybody ever actually gets into these buildings. It's just purely decoration. So there you go. So Well, let's go down and take a look. But I think I'm going to end the episode maybe even a little bit on the early side. Nope, not that. We want this. All right. Yeah, I like it. Cool. We figure when you look at the land I'm taking up, it is fitting for like a royal kind of thing too, right? It's like a third of the city space is just mine, you know? All right, let's go over here and see how these guys are doing, and then we'll call it quits. And I'll come back when, I don't know, I think I'll wait until either all of this is built and I'm ready to fire it up, or these things are all emptied, right? Yeah, because it's taken a while to get these emptied. And we are using some of that gravel. I'm hoping that we don't empty it before then. And then how's our bitumen? Yeah, we're getting rid of some of the bitumen. And I'm not planning on paving these roads. It's just for trains coming in and out. So I may squeeze a road in between here. Might make some sense. Yeah, we could talk about paving this, but let's let the construction get done, like over here first. And then we're all done that. Yeah, and the other thing will be... See, at this point, these guys, even though it's a little bit awkward, could come all the way around here, loop around, and then come into this. All right, they should both be able to run on separate tracks. Except for the fact that these two are tied together. So... yeah, it's a little bit extra long trip for them, but I don't think it will make too much difference. And then picture this. You have to get this from up there, like down this hill and around, which is fine because, right, we could put a train station right here. We could probably, yeah, we can get rid of this and this now. All right, because we emptied that out not too long ago. Let's just get rid of a couple roads that are dead ends. All right, so we could put like a train station here to get people up into work at that place. We can get, and that's all we would need there because all of this is going to be gone. And by the way, this is kind of a polluter, right? So getting this away from the cities, this was all built closer to the city when there was no pollution. So keep that in mind. Some of my map is 10 months old now, so or 9 months at least. So there we go. So and then we'll tie this back in over here, or not really. I don't know if there's. I don't know that I really want this to. Oh, we got to get the steel out, don't we? It's all right though. Yeah, we do need to get that steel out, so we'll think about that because we do want to fire that up. And I do distract myself more than I actually think I actually get a full sentence out sometimes. But I don't want to fire this up if we're going to need to run these construction guys into here, right? So we'll just be patient about it. We don't particularly need the steel. And if we're going to ramp up steel anyway, I'm hoping that we can get this done over here. So there we go. So let's take a look at my palace from like another angle. It looks like a bunch of triangles, a little triangle tree farm. All right, well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The episode's only a minute or two short, I think. I'm not 100% sure with that crash, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you take care of yourselves. And when we come back, we'll finish up our little oil experiment, and we'll design on that. And if you guys don't have too many other suggestions, yeah, I've been looking at new maps. I got a suggestion for Lithuania map that somebody had said they made themselves. James, if you look, I think, a comment on the last video, you guys might want to look that up. I mean, you know, I feel like, I don't know if that I don't know that series would go as long as this one, but I want to be committed to building a proper town. I want to take some of the lessons I learned in the beginning and extend them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. And by the way, thanks for all the likes and subscriptions. The numbers have really gone up. My goal is 1,000 subscribers, as I've mentioned before. So I'm getting really close, which I'm proud of and very thankful for you guys. You know, I would never have gotten there, of course, without you. You are the subscribers. So truly appreciate it. So have a good day. Bye-bye.